Hello, 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 everybody. Hi, Charlene. Hi, Dungeon Matron. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Quest Terrain. And hi, Campaign Terrain. And hello to Gygax as well. Hope you're all doing great. Yeah, as Dungeon Matron said, we're in the infant week of 2026. So, yeah, hope you're all having a great start to the year. Oh, okay, so running the stream solo for the first time in a long while. So, might be a bit shaky there, but yeah. Oh, hi, Lucy Collected. Uh, Basically, the idea for today's stream was to talk about crafting supplies and ways of organizing them and setting them up. You know, when I was working on my current piece, I was thinking about stuff that really blocks you when you're working. Like, for example, you're cutting shingles or bricks or whatever, and then you run out halfway through the project, and then you have to stop to make some of those. No, I don't know about you, but I find that a massive motivation killer. So yeah, shingles. Anyway, so what I was thinking of talking about is what things you need to have ready beforehand. What thing? No, trust me, Lisa, it's going to be useful. It's semi-organized. Let's put it that way. Don't let the word scare you. Okay, so was planning to talk about things like what stuff you can just if you need something, you can just stop and make it like that right then because it will only take you 5 minutes. Stuff that you would need to prepare beforehand because it's got like 5 weeks of drying time, that kind of thing. And also, I was thinking of, as I was thinking about this, I was considering storage because, you can prepare tons of material, but you also have to store that somewhere. And I know that's a problem for everyone. So that's going to eat up into our working space or storage space or what have you. Okay, so first off, I was thinking of stuff like bricks, for example. And, bricks are definitely something that you should prepare beforehand. I usually make a few thousand at a time. And I do have a bin to keep them in. Okay, loosely collected. That's when you can't move in your workspace, so you move half a million things to get 2 square feet of spaces in. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's one of the things I was thinking about. So, thinking of foam bricks, for example. Foam bricks are super easy to make if you've got a hot wire table. You can put them in a bin, you can pack the bin under a desk or whatever, that's out of the way. And the thing with those is that you don't need to worry about them for a few months. You can make them while you're watching a stream or while you're sitting on a chat or whatever. Watch a movie, listen to something, that's fine. Stuff like, for example, paper fiber for the bootleg sculpture mode. That's something that you would want to prepare well beforehand as well. But that needs a bit more work because you have to leave it to sit in a bucket, you have to pulp it up, you have to let it dry, and so on. Same thing with static grass and so on. Now, the thing with those is that, again, airtight container, you're gone. Goes on a shelf, out of the way, no problem. Or human hair. Yeah, I tend to keep it on my arms. I'm actually doing that right now, moving shelves, bins, and knickknacks. I don't actually get space. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, like, if you can get them contained, then they're really out of the way. You just put again above this, or you can put them in an empty ice cream tub or whatever. That's out of the way. Now, other things like I have to stop my foam cutter right in the middle of the workspace. If I don't cut them ahead of time, it's a total motivation killer on the fly. Yeah, and that of course, I'm totally with you because I don't keep my foam cutter set up all the time. So get the foam cutter, set up the foam cutter, cut the stuff, put the foam cutter back, clean up. That's going the setup and the takedown are going to take up longer than the cutting usually. So you might as well cut a few thousand at a time. But what was I thinking? Ah, yeah. So I was thinking of stuff also like cardboard boxes, right? Because don't know about you guys, but I keep tons of them. So ideally, just keep them flattened most of the time. I did in my shop in the garage. Mostly I could buy an old benzo, take it apart to work on. So it's if I organize, I lose where I put things and I have to go buy more things and that takes up more space. Yeah, but that's kind of a you thing. I mean, you've got the space, you can put things on shelves and so on. As long as they're in clearly labeled boxes, should be fine. But first, talk about cardboard boxes. I was going to say these organizer boxes are absolute lifesavers. Hey, Bearded Halfling, good to see you. Hello there. Okay, so, yeah, saying these organizers. This is weird. I'm going to check on the sound in a second. Please bear with me. Okay, we should have sound now. Sorry about that. I need label maker. Piece of duct tape with something sharpie on is just fine, Lisa. Okay, we're talking about, yeah, not happy with the Proxo machine and not sure how to get decent cuts. So we can talk about that in a future stream, but mostly what you need is as high a temperature as your foam is happy with and a very slow feed rate. Once you get those two dialed down, your cuts are going to be really smooth. The other thing is that you really need a decent fence. The fence with the Proxon isn't really great for cutting large chunks, but if you get something like either the shifting lens, what's the name? The fence that shifting lens makes, or if you've got enough Lego running around, the a single block of Lego, one piece wide block of Lego, is just wide enough to fit in the guide channel for the Proxon. So you can very easily build one yourself. You have enough Lego. Either way, once you have a fence that's going to help you, I think it covers about 90% of any problems that you have, like with wobbly cuts or stuff like that. Okay, going back, yeah, I was talking about these organizer boxes. Okay, so I've used these for my board game components, but any small parts like beads or things like that can go into these and stick a label on them, and you don't need to worry about it. And they've also got these grooves on them that make them stack really well. Okay, I need to get it all sorted into a pile of similar things and then put those in boxes and drawers and then label them with a label maker. You know what? Honestly, I wouldn't go with boxes or drawers because, out of sight is out of mind. You might know you have the thing and you forget it's there, or you're just going to, you're not going to bother to unpack it. Yeah, good to see you and good luck with your working day. So, yeah, that's why I prefer just to put things on shelves. Now, other thing I was going to mention was okay, stuff like cardboard boxes. Don't know about you guys, but I just keep collecting these, and they take up a massive amount of storage space. So basically, flatten them out for storage. Okay, so just taking these apart. Now, Lisa, I know I'm going to make you very sad, but you don't need all of the material. Like these flaps, for example, you don't need them. You don't need to store them. Just going to move this wire aside, just make sure I don't get cut through my headphone wire. So just keep the bits that you will want to use. Westport terrain, clear bins and labels. Yeah, clear bins are actually super important because that's one of the reasons I like using these. This used to be a spice container. You can just wash it out later and reuse it. The thing with solid color containers is that you're not going to know how much is left. Especially if it's something that you don't use frequently, it might be like, yeah, I think I've got that. And then you go to open up the container and you find that there's only a tiny amount at the bottom. It is. Okay. One, now, I like to square these up usually, but I don't usually do it when I'm storing them because most of the time, what I will do is when I'm starting a new project or something, I will draw templates. And to make templates, you really want to start with a squared up piece of card. Once you have the templates, you don't really need them to be squared. Talking about templates, talking about something like this. Okay, it really helps if you have at least one good reference edge. But once you have the templates, it doesn't really matter which part you're cutting. And yeah, uh, instead of having to store the whole box, this is all that goes on the shelf. Okay, what else we're talking about? Ah, yeah. So what I was, yes, that is a grid. It's a whole grid. But bear in mind that this is the template, not a thing you'll be playing on. I really do not like grids on terrain, but if you need to reference something for measuring or stuff like that, yes, I do use grids. I just think they're a terrible way of, representing a playing surface. We have measurements for a reason. Okay, I'm mostly too cheap to buy containers. I use out of cardboard boxes of decent sizes that people have thrown away. Honey bomb boxes, regular shelf drawers, and the guy of works has them and I grab. Yeah, that works. I mean, mostly, I, you, uh, I'm just mostly talking about, large, massive boxes that, you chuck 35 things in and you have no idea what's in there. Again, if your labeling skills are really good, then that is not so much of a problem. Okay, now the other thing I was thinking about is how far I can push preparation. For example, bricks are pre-made, stuff like the shingles are pre-made. I was also thinking, for example, in one of my recent projects, I was making these a bit closer. Okay, these pull rings for doors, and these do take a bit of time because they're made of milliput that has to cure for a while. So again, you can't just stop whatever you're doing just to make one or whatever. Just make a batch of them. But I was thinking, what about pre-making a whole lot of doors and windows, for example? Now we've got the problem that there. I mean, if you make six buildings, they will have the same doors and windows. Would that be that much of a problem in your opinions? Or maybe you think that boring. Why would you do that? I get that it's important to label your storage containers. I currently don't because if I did, it would just read random stuff. I mean, you could be creative and just draw a picture of whatever is inside, Lisa, if that makes you happier. Okay. So yeah, I think that's what I'll be trying to do today mostly is build up a couple of windows and see if we can store them decently or if that even makes sense as an idea. It's like, okay, if I'm just going to be, oh my God, this is too boring, then probably not worth the time. Okay, so I've got coffee stir sticks, matches. Nothing will be set on fire today, hopefully. And painter's tape. Okay. So this is usually the way I work with making small boards and stuff. And do the same thing to make tables, platforms, and so on. Make this into a ring. And that's just something that I can put these on. Now, I figure that I can put these together to make boards and then cut them down to length. Hmm, this was the best use that. Have a template somewhere. Oh, here. Okay, so this was from one of the old Games Workshop more time buildings. Unfortunately, Structural integrity has been compromised a long time ago, but I can still use this for measuring stuff and so on. So I would say that that would be half the window. So I can probably make a couple of half windows like this and then glue them on later, put them together later. Couple of mesh sticks. Be a bit annoying to cut. Rolling it around and so on a bit. There we go. Here for now. We'll dispose of them safe later. It was collected. That reminds me, I need to finish out the old box set. More time to than I have. Right, the train was really good. The thing is that after years of playing, unfortunately, it kind of fell apart. Okay, so PVA glue. Actually, before I do that, I was going to figure out the height of the window using this piece of card that I had conveniently hang around. I think figure I can get 3 panels out of this. No, PVA. Now, need something to put this on. I should have planned for this beforehand. Yeah, I'll just use one of these scrap pieces of card. Hi, Saltinic. Good to see you. The other thing I was considering is making a few windows and doors out of milliput and then casting them. But again, I still have to get some resonant stuff, and that would take a while. But these are not flat enough for this to work immediately, but we'll make it. So are there any things that you like to build out of time, like components like this or stuff? I'd like to do a dust versus milliput experiment. Honestly, I don't particularly like dust clay. I mean, air drying clay. It's never like the smell, but they're quite different. For example, I think if you need fine detail, you definitely want to go for milliput instead of dust. Now, a better comparison would be, for example, green stuff versus milliput. Now, they are not the same, and the end results are quite different. But if I had to build out an entire door, for example, or an entire model, I'd probably go for milliput because that's a bit cheaper. The problem with that is that milliput is quite brittle when it dries out, when it cures, whereas green stuff stays kind of soft. So when I mean soft, it's kind of springy. It is going to retain its shape. So, for example, if you've got anything that is in an exposed position, like for example, if you're making the a gargoyle or something like that, where it can get bumped into something or so on, then definitely go for green stuff. Anything which is recessed, like a door, for example, then it's fine to use milliput because the rest of the model is protecting that. Otherwise, it would just shatter at some point. Say loosely collected is saying something about air drain clay. So far, I have not been sold on air dry clay unless I'm bulking something up. It seems to flex and crack too much to be the final skin of an object. I mean, especially if we're making miniature stuff, then yeah. But also, I mean, like if you're using it structurally, what's the point? Just use this paper pulp, spackle, and water. And that's the thing. It's like I don't really see a use case for air drying clay in the things we do. And I'm going to find some way to keep these together. One, nothing else. Yes. So yeah, small things that weigh things down are also super useful. I guess you would have the same issue with plaster castings. Not really. Not really. I mean, like, I have used some plaster casts for rock molds, and I didn't really see that find that problem. I think with plaster, it depends on the quality of the plaster, and you have to get that bone dry and seal it up. I mean, yeah, but I mean, good plaster doesn't really take that long to dry. Have any of you tried cold porcelain? Uh, is that the recipe, the thing with flour and I forgot what else and some plaster? I know I haven't tried it, but I'm not sure which one we're discussing here. The one thing can say about it is if it's the one I'm thinking about, it does have a really nice natural color. It's kind of white and lightly translucent, unless you get it very thick. So yeah, I think that would be interesting to work with. And I know that that one can go very smooth. So yeah, yeah, cornflower, baby oil, and glue. I do have to try it out sometime. So yeah, if I'm batching these, I really need to flatten out the stair sticks beforehand. Yeah. In the meantime, DM Scott used to swear by Coldplay. I know that I had seen it in one of his old videos. Yeah, I think he had made the purple worm out of it. Yeah, if anyone who's working on any fun projects they want to share, just drop it into the community showcase. Definitely one thing that's something I would like to try. For example, yeah, it's an interesting material. Okay, let's see if I can maybe move these. This is going to go terribly. Okay, maybe what I can do is get them out of the way and I have something I can put on top of them. Large enough. Think, Carl, think. Yeah, beautiful. It's only until they set up anyway. Will this work? I don't know. Okay, so other thing. Yeah, doors. Okay, so this time I'm trying to go make it go lengthwise to see if I can just stick the whole thing down. So hopefully we shouldn't have that issue with bending. So first looking good. And let's say these doors are just use the whole board for this. So lose quick, that's fine. It's not a tax or anything. Oh, right on the glue. Of all the places it would have gone. No, I'm usually a lot less messy when I'm crafting when I'm not on stream. Or so I would like you to think. Or so I'm just making them a bit oversized so I can trim them down later. Now I need more glue, but this bottle is currently holding down that stuff. So I could get another bottle. This one's still sealed. Here, one. I know you have it in you. Do it. It's two doors there. I should actually have tried to do the thing that Sophie suggested last time, which is to repaint all the boards before trying to glue them together. Because I think that would make even more sense. But let's swing it with this for now. glue is mostly contained, so it should not interfere with the paint later. Okay. Just managed to tape my tape to itself. Okay. Thing. I'm just going to say that these are not going to be nice doors. The planks are all messed up and stuff. But it's just a case of using water crafting sticks or things like that if you want a nice looking door. Put this back on because it blew off. My fault. And I think I'm just going to use mesh sticks again for these. Make them a bit different. And I do have an idea of another pattern of door, which I'll get to in a second. You just need to set and are these the prepared craft sticks you were using on the just fucking with you stream last Wednesday? Uh, no, no, these are just the coffee stir sticks. They just literally came out that way. Now, the other kind of door I would like to try out, I will need a piece of card for this. So, yeah, find a spot where can it's still visible on the screen. Okay, so we need to more or less cover this area. Okay, and center of that. More or less that line. Okay. So I was thinking of making one of those doors with those V-shaped, I think chevron doors. I think they're called. I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a bunch of pieces with a 45-degree angle. Length doesn't really matter because we're going to have to trim this out later anyway. Just needs to be long enough to cover half the distance. So you can just cut it parallel like this. So the idea here will be put these up together like this. Like a stick. Oh, do you sharpen your scissors? Yes, frequently. I mean, scissors, knives, I mean, any cutting implement that you should be sharpened regularly. Worst thing you can do is use a blunt blade. It's very annoying to work with, and you always run the risk of cutting yourself if you're using bad tools. I mean, sharp is dangerous, but at the same time, I, in my experience, at least, you're more likely to cut yourself using excuse me, uh, blade that is too blunt rather than a blade that is too sharp. Obviously, their stuff always applies, like know where the blade is, make sure that you've got good blade control and so on. And don't do stupid things. Okay, so that's one half. Get a nicer one. And I mean, you don't need to do any complicated sharpening stuff. It's like at the very least, cleaning them up with some sandpaper every now and again already goes a long way. If you want to do the whole sharpening thing, that's not going to hurt. Staring at recent cut on my thumb, I'm feeling a little cold out. The one time that I cut myself real badly, I mean, badly to the point that I needed stitches, was using a chisel, and it was super sharp. The reason I accidentally cut myself was that I was a bit of a muppet and I had not stored it properly. Think, yeah, I'm not sure if it's visible, but I think you can see it here. Uh, I left it on the table. I was not paying attention, and you know, accidentally just scraped my finger when I was picking up something else. But again, that's not the chisel's fault. That's my fault. Things are sharp. But if I was smart, I would probably have sanded some of these things off beforehand to get a better fit. But let's just see if this works first. By the way, speaking of scissors, these are fabric scissors, and yeah, I think they're the best pair I've ever owned. Angle is way too sharp. Okay, that one is too sharp. My husband has a wild story for a scar on his side. Apparently, a frightened pygmy jumped off a freighter in Long Beach Harbor and stabbed him with a spear. Also, there are hill cows. Okay? I have no idea what any of that means. Yeah, the moral of the story is dry fit your stuff before you try to glue it on. More or less. Okay, that's the. Yeah, yeah. So when that is dry, I'm just planning to cut across this and turn it into a rectangle door shape. Okay. Then I can glue on some of if I remember where I put them. Nope, they're lost in space. I'll find them later. But yeah, basically gluing on those coloring things I was showing you guys earlier. I'm sure they're here somewhere. I've been to Long Beach several times. That story tracks. Okay, so so apart from doors and windows, are there any parts that would make sense to build up like this? I was thinking maybe chimneys, but chimneys depends a lot on the way you're going to finish the building. Uh, I guess if you're going to make stuff like window boxes or things like those, pretty easy to build up beforehand. Hmm, let's see. Maybe if I had a piece of transparent plastic here, which I do not seem to, maybe trying some transparent window shutters. Like, I mean, shutters are pretty much the same thing as the as you would build the doors or these other windows that we've been trying. Maybe because basically, not so bad. Yeah, fix it really quickly. Because if you take two of these and put them together, then you have two shutters on a window. Was it access? Okay, so you'll be ready to take apart. So that one. Okay, hopefully nothing goes too ballistic. Needs a bit more time to dry, but I think it's getting there. Okay, so next up, just need to trim up these edges, but I think you get the idea. Get the shutter there. Outhouse might be a bit much to be honest, because I think that's more like a kind of a standalone building. But yeah, I mean, a root cellar would make sense. Like build up those beforehand and then attach them to the buildings. Needs more time. Glue needs more time. So let's just leave that to sit for a second. Now, root cellar. Let's see. Or an outhouse for that matter. I think I'd go about them the same way anyway. Actually, okay, leave them there. Let's see. Let's see. Cat door, dog door, school door. But again, I mean, Lisa, the a cat door or a dog door would be something that goes on an existing door. That's okay. Let's do an outhouse. Just going to do a quick template for that. Because again, I mean, like router would be pretty much the same thing. Okay. Right. And I'm guessing it's not going to be much wider than the door. Let's make things simple on ourselves and just use the thickness of one of the planks. The smoother one. Yeah, straight enough. Okay, so let's see. Just going to say it's 3 centimeters wide. Nice angle on there. And I did not plan this outside because that's exactly not enough to fit in there. But we'll make it. Just going to score these sites. And drop the last part. Is it going to be crooked? Hell yeah. Part of this. You can do it. Oh no shit, it's crooked. That's definitely not very squishy. But yeah. Okay. and the roof we'll figure out later because I hate doing geometry. No, ideally I'd go with PVA glue on this one, but that would take some time. So let's just go with super glue instead. One. Yeah, I did not measure this carefully. I should have. Okay, this bit we're going to fill later because that's going to need some measurement or at least some more careful cutting. Oh, actually, yeah, I cannot do it this way because otherwise I will not be able to cut the pieces, the excess. Yeah, should have put this out more carefully because this one will have to go one side at a time. But but it's still open. What I figured is if I glue the parts on one side, then I can trim them off and add the other parts. I understand it's kind of unusual stream, so do let me know what you think. If it's quite crafting is your thing, then great. Otherwise, if you're just bored out of your skull watching me do weird stuff, also let me know. I mean, I very rarely do non weird stuff, so I guess the question is if I'm talking or not. I'm getting the idea that if I was in one of those fast build challenges, I would probably not do very well at it. Apart from the fact that I just don't like the idea of speed crafting in general. I just think I wouldn't be very good at it. Okay. Apparently the super glue is neither supering nor gluing, but except my fingers. Second. I mean, at least some parts are holding. Let's blue John some more. See what happens. Usually, I prefer PVA glue for most crafting applications, but we don't want to spend the whole stream watching things there. I've taken. Exploded. Hey, Karl, building something to burn down. Yeah, kind of. Although, yeah, burning down an outhouse might not be the most brilliant idea. Or it will smell terrible. Okay, and just as a reminder for anyone working with super glue, do not put your face directly on top of it while you're working. The fumes are no fun if they get into your eyes. Good thing about them is that you will notice immediately if that happens. I love and hate super glue. It's great to get things together quickly. It sucks to paint over, especially with no, it sucks to paint over it in general because the paint just won't take to it. The one reason that I am using it like this is that in this case it's all going to be hidden under the surface because there isn't much squeeze out or stuff like that. Assuming, of course, it would hold it. With PVA, for example, is that it doesn't really take all that long to set, especially if it's a bond between wood and something else that's very porous, like cardboard, for example. But it still takes a while. The other thing I really don't like about super glue is just, and that I don't use it much, is just because it's very brittle. So the bond is not really meant to take sharp impacts or stuff like that. And do this part up here. One, two. I'm just going to hold it for a second and hope it doesn't set on my finger. Which, yeah, of course it has. So the general idea here is trim off the pieces, then hold it up. Of course, it broke. Yay. Fix that, and then we can put a roof on it. But yeah, the super glue isn't really being super right now, so eh, let's leave it off to the side for a second. See how that goes. Yeah, okay. To be honest, I would probably redo that with PVA glue, and the whole thing should be much easier. Ah, there's no toilet paper, Lisa. You just have to use plants like the rest of us. Oh, come on. The glue just is not cooperating today. Set. That's one. Okay, I mean, ideally, we would have planned out the positions of those extra bars as well so that they would line up, but just rolling with this. There. I'm sure it has happened to someone at some point. Okay, just a little sandpaper, not not toilet paper, Lisa. Sandpaper. Okay, so we should have shutters for kind of window. I somehow managed to make this a bit too long. Still to the question of sanding it down a little, and of course those things should match. Which is what I was saying earlier about planning them there better. That's that enough. Can I use these without busting them? Busting the joints on the crossbars. Means that yes, we can. Probably a better idea to use either a saw or a knife, to be honest. But I mean, yeah, that's busted it. So yeah, definitely this is work for a knife. Ooh. Okay, loser collected. That sounds terrible. But I, doesn't everyone have a severe reaction to poison ivy oil, especially concentrated? But that was kind of like the whole point about it. Unless you mean like an allergy or something like that. Is actually is concentrated poison ivy oil used for something? Is it like a thing that one finds lying around? Definitely the fastest way to cut things off. Last time I ended up using a chisel, so this will work. So that's the saw blade because it's literally too messy to work with using the whole saw. Seems to be okay. Probably doing my cutting mat no favors, but yeah, I think this format has gone already gone above and beyond. Tiny carpentry. Oh wow, okay. So it's like an accidental thing, but yeah, that sounds like an extreme allergic reaction kind of thing. Sorry to hear that, man. So bad. I mean, probably if I find a way to place them, I could probably just use the whole saw and it would be much easier. My mom used to chew on hay when she was at her grandmother's farm when she was a little girl. She thought it made her look cool. That was until and okay. Yeah. So yeah, I guess we know where you get it from. You still need to get rid of these. Right? I can just remember where I put those parts. I could show you how to just did the door pull thingy, but I really have no idea where they ended up. It's okay. Yeah, tiny door. Also a myth. Okay. And we've also got this other door that we were doing, the one with the chevrons. I figure we can just cut out as well. Never burn poison ivy. Breathing the heated and vaporized oil is really bad. Yeah, I can imagine. And also, again, getting it in your eyes must not be a lot of fun. So I'm sure it will have the little gap at the bottom here. Close enough. And do this first. Again, it's kind of breaking them apart, so possibly leaving it to set up a bit longer might actually be enough. But as it is right now, this kind of the scissors are kind of pulling the whole thing apart. And I should have made longer draft lines before I started, so I could actually see where the lines go. Oh, good. That's great. Yes. If I follow this line, I should be okay. Yeah. Good. It's way out. Thank you. Unfortunately, it's not quite rectangular, but I think the general idea works. I think I just need to take my time cutting and working on this, especially if I want to have them to a standard size. But the thing is, once you've built them, then you can use them as a template, so you can build your brickwork or what have you around them. So even if they're not exactly the same size, it's okay. I think apart from the fact that it's really wonky, I think I like the pattern on this one. Might probably use it for something else. This one is just a very basic door, especially once I had the door pull and stuff. So this one might be interesting to add, for example, like a few rivets or stuff. Milliput would be good for that. But that's more than enough time for today. Of which I'm just going to jump on. When framed, it would look just fine. Possibly, but I think I should have made it a bit larger for that because this is already pretty small as far as doors go. I already cut it down a little. Oh, I don't know. I mean, and try different stuff and see how that goes. Yeah, as for batching these, I think it makes sense, and I was trying to go a bit fast, which I think was most of the problems that came up today, like for example, the glue not taking and things like that. And yeah, probably start working on making a few batches of these. That way, when I want to build something, I can it's already out of the way. I can just put them on there and be done with it. But in the meantime, just going to jump over to the community showcase. I see that Cross put some pictures in there. A decorative fan light. Yeah, why not? Okay. Oh, this is from Cross. He's got some pictures of his ship in progress, and that's looking super good. That's a lot of tax. I also really like the detail of the piers railing. Hey, if you don't already follow Cross on Campaign Terrain, I I'm not sure if he's doing a stream later today, but I believe he streams every Sunday. I think it would be in about 2 or 3 hours, but go for it. Campaign terrain, and yeah, you can watch him build his lovely ship. Okay, so that was today's experimentation. I think I'll be doing a bit more of these solo streams just to mess around with things, see, know, try up crazy experiments like this. And apart from that, we've still got another history stream coming up next Sunday, where we'll be talking about nightly orders with Franco, Tom, and Kyle. And of course, I've got a few interviews that I will be lining up during the year. So I hope you'll stick around and come around. Yeah, the corkboard pins are a really good idea. So with that, thanks everyone for joining us. And okay, Cross, do you want to tell us if you have a stream later today? Okay, give him a minute. Oh yeah, I'll catch you next week. And wait. Did anybody see Magnesia Builder of Words reprinted in build video yet? I have not, but I will be looking it up. Okay, to be honest, an entire 3D printed in. I'm not sure about 3D printing entire buildings, to be honest. It's like, I don't want to let the printer have all the fun. Parts, yeah, for sure, though. Okay. Tonight's stream will be the mechanical section of the ship work in progress. So, yeah, unfortunately, that will be a bit late in the day for me, but I will definitely be looking that up tomorrow. Okay, and with that, everyone, thank you for hanging around and catch you soon. And possibly also catch me on Lisa's stream on Wednesday, where we'll probably be talking about something which does not make a lot of sense. But, like we do every week. So see you around and bye.